what it seems. We're lost in a dream. Sing for you, they sing for me. It's not what it seems. We're lost in a dream. Precious are the ones that feed your mind. Look inside your soul, but don't ask why. Precious are the ones that don't crave things, that shiver in the dark when they call your name and sing for you. They sing for me. It's not what it seems. We're lost in a dream. Sing for you. They sing for me. It's not what it seems. We're lost in a dream.
Hello my friends, how are you? Well, welcome to the ninth, where's that time gone? The 9th live stream. So thank you for joining me. What's the weather like where you are? It's absolutely, it's been nice today. It's been pissing down all week. So here we are, autumn is here. Right, today, first of all, I want to welcome 2,000 more subscribers to the channel. Nice to see you all. I saw Lynn here wandering around, making sure everything's working, don't you know? Jeez, you know, I always panic when it comes to this time. Have I pressed the right button? Am I going to make myself look like a dick? You know, you'll be the judge of that. Right, okay, so a couple of thousand more subscribers. That's great, fantastic. What are these things about for those newcomers? Well, they're all about you. If you've been watching the tutorials and all that sort of stuff, then this is your opportunity to ask me about them, or to, if you have any problems with your playing, anything you can't do, you know, you can one-to-one. We can have a chat about it. Anything you can't get right. Today as well, I thought I've been looking at. I always have a little look back to see which have been the most popular vids I've put up this month, and it's been a few actually. But quite a lot of people that watch me on a Wednesday, the beginners. So I thought today we'd look at a couple of nice 2-chord songs, famous songs, not ones that are unheard of. These ones have made millions. You know, they could buy every house down your street. The money some of these bloody things have made. So we'll have a look at that, and then we'll try and have a look at bar chords, because a lot of people, when you're playing you'll be playing an A and a D, and you'll be happily bashing away there, and then a B minor will pop in, or an F sharp minor, and it can mess things up. But I've got a little trick that maybe we can use to get around that eventuality. You know, for those people that actually can't do a bar chord, maybe they got arthritis or something or other, I don't know. But there are ways around it, you know. So we'll have a look at that, a few little cheats there. Before that, though, I want you to do me a favour. I want you to press that like button. It's a thumbs up, all right? And because it really does help the channel if you do that. Or subscribe to the channel. Now, subscribe for you oldies out there like me does not mean you pay anything. Subscribe just means just like you click the subscribe thing. It's just like joining a club, and all it means is whenever I've got something happening, or I put a new video up or do something like this, it'll let you know. And if you get fed up with things popping up, you just click it again and it goes away. All right, so that's all subscribe means. So don't think you're going to get charged anything. Everything on this channel, as you know, is a 100% free. Right. Now, for those people who want to ask questions and get to the top of the pile, because I get quite a few coming in, there is a button where you can do super thanks. And what all that means is, if you want to donate to the channel and pay for the tea and coffee fund, I want you to see this. This is my favourite cup. Can you see that? Why is it my favourite cup? Because The Prisoner is my favourite TV series, and the way things are going in the world at the moment, I actually feel like number 6. I do. The world is The Village. Who's number 2? Over here it's that Starmer guy. Over your way it's Biden. Who's number 1? We don't know. Anyway, let's not go there. We'll discuss that some other time. Right, so I forgot what I forgot my thread now. See, look what you've done. So if you want to donate to the channel, click that $sign and you can donate a couple of dollars to the tea and coffee fund, which Lynn very kindly runs up and down the stairs making me. Super thanks it's called. All right, so thank you for that. This session be about an hour. It's up to you how long it lasts. If you don't ask questions and we all get bored, then we'll cut it short. It's about an hour probably. See how we get on. Now, while you're writing out your questions and posting them, all right, I'll go over what we've done over the last 4 weeks since I was last here. But before I do that, we did the last live stream a little bit early because I was actually going on holiday. I didn't tell anyone because you don't, do you? Well, I don't. But somebody contacted me and said, "Hey Rob, was that you saw in Portugal in Carvoeiro the other day?" I said, and it was. So whoever that was, yes, it was me. And then somebody in Conway last week in Wales, we love going to Wales, just came up, Jamie, a young chap called Jamie. He obviously recognised the hat. So hello Jamie, if you're watching. So it's not me they recognise, it's the bloody hat. So nice to see you. Thanks for the nice comments, I appreciate it. Right, so what did we do? Let me grab a guitar. We'll do them from the start. We did Knocking on Heaven's Door, didn't we? Again, this is a dead easy one. What chords did we use? We used the chord G. We talked about this the other day. We did a D and an A minor. Come on, you can't get any easier than that. And then we did a G and a D and a C at 9, which it's going to bring me nice segue into the last tutorial I did. I'll get back to that in a minute. So I'm gonna take this badge off of me. I can't use it anymore. It's getting dark, too dark to see. I feel I'm knocking on heaven's door. And then the audience and everybody starts singing. A knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door, etc. Beautiful, beautiful song. 3 chords, was it 3, 4, whatever. It's dead simple. We did that one. Then I revisited something I did about 3 or 4 years ago. I revisit some of these things because when I did them originally, I didn't have any subscribers. And I had a crappy little mic, and I just did it for a bit of fun, But so not many people saw them, so I go back to them now and again because I think they're quite important. I did a thing; it was called like a Chicago blues shuffle, which was sort of. Etc. That's great though, isn't it? You can sing hundreds of songs. I mean, again, 3 chords, A, D and E. And what makes it cool is that little bass line that you put in. How many songs have you heard with that, eh? You say you want a revolution, well, you know. Everything Elvis ever did. Mark Bolan. Well, did you ever see a woman walking through New York City with a frog in her hand? Only Bolan could come up with lyrics like that. So we did that one. I did Stephanie by Lindsey Buckingham. It was just a taster to see how many people had watched it. Not many did, actually. It's a great, great track. When I say not many, I think a couple of thousand had a look at it. But it's a beautiful instrumental. If I get more views, I'll do it. But I'm not going to do it because it's a waste of time if nobody's interested. So it's up to you whether I do that one. But there's a taster there if you want to hear the piece, which is beautiful. And the reason you don't like it, and I'm going to have a go at you, because you think it's too hard to play. Now, I wouldn't suggest you try and do it if I thought it was too difficult. I'm not one of these guitarists that does something just to show off so you can't do it. My job, right, is for you to be able to learn how to play these things so you can then go and show off. So if I say you're going to be able to play this, trust me, with a little bit of practice, you will be able to. There's nothing difficult about some of these things. One of the, we don't as guitar players go on stage and say, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to go on stage and play something so hard, I'm going to cock it up and make myself look like a right dickhead. We don't do that. What we do is we learn to do something which is relatively simple, but it looks hard, so we all look cool, and that's usually, I shouldn't have told you that, but that's what we do. So whenever I put something up and say you can do it, trust me, you can, with a little bit of work. All right. Some of my younger students can play this Stephanie track. It's brilliant. They can do Big Love. They do all these things. These, talking about youngsters, you can do it. You can do it, and the oldies as well. All right. So the next one we did was California Dreaming by the Mamas and the Papas. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to sing. You know what it is. I haven't got the Mamas and the Papas voice. Then me and Lynn, we did. I put up a track from our album, which my son and his wife, who are great animators, that they did a vid for it called Big Moon High Tide, which was great. And the little funny character in the background that you see with the big teeth, that was Lynn. Have a look at it. Big Moon High Tide. It's a good track because I like reggae. Everything I do, whenever I make a new album, new record, I always try to do something a little bit different than the one before. And the video is quite spooky, but creepy. It's great. I love it. Have a look at it. Big Moon High Tide. We did that. We also did Feeling Groovy, or the 59th Bridge Street song, which was by Simon and Garfunkel. Again, just a simple 4 chords, well, fragments of chords. Just a run from C to G. In fact, we've got a C, simple C, 5 and 2, 4 and 1. Bring your finger up here, put your second finger there, which is like a fragment of a G. 5 and 2, 3, 4, 3. First finger on the second string at the first fret, 5 and 2, 3, 4, 2 open, to your G, 6, 3, 4 and 1. Put it all together. And that's the song. Slow down, you move too fast. You men and me. I don't know the words, I've forgotten them. See what I mean though? Easy. I've just told you how to play that in 2 minutes. Alright, we did that one. Then we did I look at you all, see the love there that's sleeping. I wind my guitar gently with blues. George Harrison, of course, the Beatles. While my guitar gently weeps, we did that. Go and have a look at these because they're all up there. I did them for you. And all the paperwork there is free, of course. Just click the download button. If you can't find if you don't know where it is, a lot of people say, "Where's the blue?" I always refer to the blue link. Where's the blue link? Well, under each video, there's a little bit of blurb about what the song's about, etc., etc. And sometimes it'll, if it's a bit longer than the allotted space, there's a more button. Click more, and you'll see the rest of the blurb, and it follows the blurb. Now, where's our Lynn?
some questions.
So yeah, would you like to say hello to the people here? You know, don't be shy now. There she is.
That bit.
The lovely
Hello,
Lynn.
everybody.
Lynn of the smaller head.
Well, let's just put it.
I've got the larger, fatter head. Were you allowed to say the word fat? I like that word. You know, there she is. Right, and this coffee's
like
getting.
Mrs. Doyle.
Oh yeah, Mrs. Doyle. Yeah, they don't know Mrs. Doyle is.
Well, I think some of them do. From all over the place at the moment.
Yeah. I have cake. Oh, no, I'll finish that. I'll have another one. Right, I forgot. See, I've lost my space now. I'll have a look at the questions. I'll just do this and then I'll get to the questions. I'm just waiting for them all to pop up. All right. So we did While My Guitar Gently Weeps, which was great. Beautiful song. Now, the other thing that was important, I did a lesson on string muting, because of course when you're playing a lot of these songs and you abbreviate a shape to make it easier, one of the downsides of abbreviating a chord, let's say for example the chord C. Now in a book it will show you how to play C like this, which is perfectly correct. However, you know, you don't really want to play, although we've got an E string down here, a nice thin one, we don't really want to play the octave of it going. It's like being in a choir and the guy in the background the car singing going, we don't want that. Okay? Only on occasion would you use that string. So we need to mute it. So we just let our thumb or let this finger ride above the string. C add 9's a perfect example. I like this chord, rock and roll chord. Again, you know, instead of doing this, you just let this finger here sit on the string, but just sit on top of it. You know, instead of it being, can you see that? Where are we? See there, instead of being, Christ, everything's the wrong way around with this bloody camera. But instead of it being right on it there, just on top of it a little bit. Thus is a word I haven't used since physics. Thus. Muting the bass string, okay, and that way you get a much nicer sound. When you're doing a chord like that, where you know it's like an F6 type of chord, you will mute the fifth string with the top of the finger, and you'll use. Well, it's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog. Oh well, it's her face. Now I'm a blue. Now you've heard me doing them, so I'm not going to bore you and do them again. So we did that one, string muting. Go and look at that one. It's really, really important. Okay, these are the things where you can thrash away on the right hand with your strumming without making those. Especially if you're an electric player, because what you don't want to do if you've got distortion and all that on your guitar, you need to control those open strings, otherwise they can mess it up. All right, so do that. We did. How's it go? All my dough, left me in his stately home, blazing on a sunny afternoon. Now that A on the sunny afternoon, which Ray Davies plays like this, I've seen other players doing it, which I prefer actually, playing an A7th. So if you can't do this thing with your thumb there, which a lot of you can't, it's quite tricky really. Use an A7th when you're playing this one, which frees up your little finger and your first finger. We looked at that sunny afternoon. Have a look at that one. That was a good one. Then we did. I revisited this again. It got a lot more views the second time round because I had a lot more subscribers to the channel. Norwegian Wood. Slightly out of tune. We did that one. It's done a lot this month, and then finally, and I wasn't going to do this one. It was weird. I said to Lynn, you know, I thought, should I bother? Because I'm doing a live stream, and I said, oh, I'll do some. I'll think of something. So what shall I do that's quick and easy? So I did a thing where I used 3 simple chords. A D. Can you see? D. Now again, be careful with you make sure you mute the strings. And a G. And a C add 9. me tune this guitar. I've just changed the strings on it. It's a bit wandery. Let me do this. It's easier to use a snark. What's a snark, I hear you say? Some of you don't know, of course. It's one of these great little tuners. You know, we always have them now. All the pros have them on the guitars. You know, when you're playing live, fantastic things. Of course, in the old days, we didn't have them. You know, it's great to use them now. So we had we used D, C add 9, and G. And with those 3 chords, I demonstrated 4 classic songs that you know that you can play with them, like let me put me off then. I was in mid flow.
Carry on.
And then we did so Sweet Home Alabama. We did that one, and we did. More Than a Feeling, we did that one again using the same chords, D, fragment, C at 9, and then the G. What was the other one we did? Ziggy. A Ziggy played guitar and jamming good. Great song, God, I love Bowie. So we did that one, and that got loads, and it still is. That one is the most successful one that I've done all month, believe it or not. In the short time that it's been up, I put it up on Wednesday. So have a look at that. Now the songs that I've just demonstrated, 3 of them I did as tutorials. The only one I haven't done is the Ziggy Stardust one. But More Than a Feeling, I did that one. Sweet Home Alabama, that one's up there as well. These are all videos I've done in the past. You can find them. And what was the other one? Oh, God, I forgot. Isn't it awful? Oh, and there was one more. Been beat up and battered around. That one. Handle with Care by the Travelling Wilburys. Yeah. So there we are. So that's what we got up to. Again, Handle with Care. I've already done that as a tutorial. So if you liked any of those songs, you can learn how to play them, and you will when you do it, you'll download things like this. You know, with all the shapes and all the bits and pieces of how to do it. I'm learning this at the moment. I like this one because it's a piano track. Can you see that? Benny and the Jets. It's a great track. Trying to see, have I got any lyric for it? Because I'm definitely going to do this one, but I still haven't figured it out. Yeah, you can help me. So you can tell me if it sounds any good or whether it's shit. You know, it's past the 9 o'clock watershed, so that is a word I use quite often, as some of my private students will know. Okay, it's the only word that can describe when you hit a duff note. That's what it sounds like. Shit. All right. So tell me if this sounds any good. Does that intro sound any good? Don't forget, I'm trying to copy a piano here, and I'm trying to make it easier for you to play rather than do bar chords, all right? Because again, like I said to you before, I want these things to be accessible for you, so you can play them and it sounds good. So I've scribbled out a few bits. I've not yet done this one, so you'll have to forgive me if I cock it up somewhat, but we're friends, and this is a live stream, and this is how I work stuff out, and it's also a lesson in letting you know that all of us do not know everything immediately. Alright, so this is what I'm working on. I've got that, and Lynn very kindly scribbled out some lyrics before, and I've just put some of these chords on, so I'm going to see if it works out. So we've got our hey, that's the note. Hey kids, shake it loose together. The spotlight hitting something that's been known to change the weather. kill the fatted calf tonight, so stick around. We're gonna hear electric music, solid wall of sound. Say, Candy and Ronnie, have you seen them yet? Oh, but they're so spaced out. But Benny and the Jets. Oh, but the weird and the wonderful. Oh, Benny, she's a really king. She's got electric boots, a mohair suit. You know, I read it in a magazine. Oh, but Benny and the Jets. It'll get there, won't it? It's not a bad one to do. Now the good news is it doesn't do anything else other than that. Now the chords in it, as a quick overview, in case you're thinking, oh, he's doing it and he's not telling us what he did. I'm going to refer to the shapes, of course, because we're going to cap one. I'm playing a D major 7th. You can't get easier than the one finger D major 7th. And then that little riff that comes in. Thank you. Who's that? John Robert. John Robert.
Rad.
Say again.
It's Rad.
Oh, is it Rad? It's all Rad. Of course it is. Forgive me, Rad. I haven't got my specs on, but it comes up on the screen.
Yeah, specs on.
No, I haven't got my good ones on, so I can see. But I didn't want to say that either. For fuck's sake. Rad, John, thank you very much for that donation. $45. That's wonderful. That'll buy a lot of tea and coffee, which Lynn is in the process, hopefully, of making. You know, and biscuits. All right. Yeah. Anyway, Benny and the Jets. I'm going to get to your questions in a minute. I am. I'm just giving it time so you can have a think about what you're going to ask. All right. So this one, if you wanted to do it, D major 7th. Now the riff, bam bam ba da. You know, instead of doing a big stretchy things like this, what we do, we'll say, okay, well, we're not, don't panic. We'll use. Do we know a D minor shape? Of course we do. We'll put that there, the 5th fret, and we'll put our little finger underneath there, and we'll use that. It's the same chord. There's your D major 7th. But with that on, take the little finger off, go back to your D major 7th here, and then up. See, there's always a way around things. And then a C major 7th. Now the other chords in it, E minor, you know that, A7, you know that, D, I don't know what this chord's diminished. Is it a D? Oh, I'll have to check it out. It's easy. It's like a D7 with a sharpened D. E minor, A7, B minor. Now I'm gonna show you a few ways of getting around bar chords. In this song, you've got one. You can't really get around it. I've already simplified this for you. So you would have to know how to play a B minor. You'd have to know how to play an F sharp minor, and that's it really. Nothing else in there that's tricky. And if you want to do it, you let me know, and then I will do it. All right. So that's one. Right. Let's have a look at some of these questions, some of these things, shall we? Now, Lynn's very kindly scribbled out some of these for me because, as I say, I can't read them on the screen. It's too bloody small. So, John, Rad, I hope your hand's getting better. Rad's one of my private students. Been off for a while. He had an op on his wrist. When do you plan to do a vid for the extended part of the blues? So the extended part of the blues, Rad, I think what you mean by that is I did these little sort of. Do you mean these bits? I'll do it, Rad, for you, mate. For somebody that's just donated how's this here? Yeah, donated 45 quid to my little tea and coffee fund. That will warrant me, I can't say it. That will spare me on to do that. I'll do that for you. It will be done. I shall make a note. Where is it? Where's my pencil? Let me find it. Here we go. I've got my pencil. This isn't just any old pencil. This is a Rob Fennah pencil that a good friend of mine, Mr. David Evans, bought for me some years ago. Thank you, Dave. You know, I still think about you. There we are. There we go. So I'm going to put on here, do it for Rad. With a big exclamation mark. There we are. Rad, that's going to get done, my friend. I'll try and get to it within a week or two. I will definitely do it, I promise. Right, well, what else have we got? Any chance of a small selection on pick grip, angle, and different pick thicknesses and all that? Well, your pick thing, everyone has this thing. I use one of these little grey ones. It's a 0.73. Okay, it's like porridge in the Three Bears. Right, it's got to be just right. Okay, so I use a 0.73. Anything lighter, anything lighter is you know, you end up overplaying if it's too light, and when it's too heavy, you underplay. So you've got to, you know, it's got to be the right thing. Now, one of the things about angle and all that, it all depends what you're playing. You know, now, is the pleck going to move around in your hand? People say, how do you stop the pleck moving around in your grip? Well, you can't. It's gonna happen. These have got little grips on them. Those other ones, sorry, let me turn this off. Those other ones with shut up. Those other ones with the hold on, I've got to check this out here. Just bear with me. Oh, sorry, it's I start teaching on a Sunday morning at 8 o'clock. That's, you know, I'm a popular guy. Yeah, I'll be there, John. 8 o'clock, right? AM. Yeah, the plectrum. You know, it's going to move around. The best way to stop it doing that is to just, you know, moisten your fingertip, you know, your thumb and finger, as if you're turning the pages of a book. Now, what you don't want to do is you don't want to angle it down like this, because it acts like a barb. You don't want it this way. You want to, if you're strumming, you want to have them. You don't want too much play, but you don't want too little. Again, it's got to be flexible. You want it to flit across the strings. If you hold it too tight, it will act as a barb and stick into the strings, and you don't want that. So you've got to allow it to flit. Now it'll move around, especially if it gets warm and you're hot, and you're going to drop them on the floor. And when it happens, and we all do it, you know, you just got to. That's why you see guitars with little picks stuck in around the instrument. You know, they'll have other ones do it, but when it happens, you know. You just, you know, you can't stop playing and go, oh, I've dropped my pleck. You play without one. Use your thumb, you know, and you just keep going. You'd never ever stop playing. All right, you keep going. All right, and that's so put 0.73 and do that. Now, when you're playing, you know, if you're doing a little solo, then you'd hold it a bit tighter. If you want to get that sort of, you know, pinched harmonic, you hold it right tight to the thing, you know. You know, if you allow a little bit more pleck to come through, then you know, you get a bigger sound. But the tighter, you can. It's easy to demonstrate on a you know, on an electric that. But that's all it is with the pleck. Now, it's easy to say, I'm left-handed. I play right-handed, I'm left-handed. So everything I do, whether it's sport, it's all left-handed. So you would, and if I'm shaking a tambourine in a recording studio, you would think that I would use my left hand. I don't. I use both, you know. Which it's weird. I don't know why. It's just I think my dad taught me to play, you see, and he's right-handed. So I ended up with what's called a right-handed guitar. But for me, being left-handed, I use my strongest hand, the left hand, to hold the chords down. So to me, it made perfect sense. And people say, well, it makes your strumming worse. Well, it doesn't, because you can't strum anyway when you start playing it. Well, you know, if I tried to strum with my left hand, it would be a complete load of crap. Right, so, Helton. Thank you very much. $50 to the channel. That's wonderful. Tell you what, I'm going to be up for months with the coffee I'm going to drink. That's very generous of. Thank you. And there's no question there. You sure you wouldn't like to ask me a question? Because you know, I appreciate that. Feel free to ask the question. Let's have a look. What else have we got? Any chance I've done the pick grip? Let's have a look. This is off Mal. Do you remember Mal? I can't read Lynn's handwriting. I'm sorry, Mal. The drummer. Coram. I don't know. I might do. We all used to. We have a name for all our muso mates, and it's called mate. Hi mate. How you doing? Hi mate. You know. How you doing, mate? I remember my dad once, because we're crap at remembering names. And my dad, who was head of division of British Telecom, you know, he's an engineer. You know, I'm not, clearly. He is. And he said, I said, I have terrible trouble remembering names. He goes, oh, I have that problem, Rob. He goes, what you want to do is, if that ever happens to you, is say to them, you know, sorry, I've forgotten your name. And they'll say Steve. You say, oh, no, it's Steve. Of course I know it's Steve. I meant your surname. And I said, oh, that's a good idea, isn't it? Yeah. So I mentioned this to one of my friends, you know, a new friend, you know. Well, he wasn't really a friend at the time, but he became a friend. And I saw him one time, and I thought, I couldn't remember his bloody name, so I said to him, I said, what's your name? And he goes, oh, Jim. I said, I know it's Jim, I meant your surname. And he goes, you're doing that thing your dad told you, aren't you? Because I'd told him, hadn't I? I'd given the game away, so that was embarrassing. So, yeah, I don't know how I got onto that subject, but never mind. Al Higgins, what are your thoughts of using a thumb pick? I hate them. I hate them. Whenever I'm picking, if I use a thumb pick, if you've got long fingernails and you're using a thumb pick, that's fine. But if you're just using a thumb pick and you don't have fingernails, then you end up with a very loud bass notes. You know, and you don't want that. You want everything to be uniform. You know, where's my other guitar? Where's my other guitar? Just change the strings on this and all. So say you're going to play something like another Chet Atkins stuff. You don't want the thumb to be going dead loud, so no. No, I don't use them. Some people do. Some great players use them, but I just find them really odd. I've tried using them, and I just can't. No, I just don't. It's just a matter of taste. Some people use them to brilliant effect. They really do, but I just can't get my head around them. Probably because I play lots of different styles of music. So I'm not a 10 out of 10 at any one style I play. I'm a reasonable 7 or 8 at most. So I don't ever get into one style and then just stick with it, you know. Sometimes I use plectrum, sometimes I use fingers. I do a lot of classical stuff, so that's the way it works. So no, I don't use them, but I think, you know, maybe I'll try it again sometime. Who knows? This is off Frank. I can't hit a bar chord on time. Why not? What do you mean, Frank? What do you mean you can't hit it on time? I'll show you what I did when I was learning bar chords. I'm putting the. That's all. Thank you. When I was doing bar, I learned how to play a Beatles song called "Nowhere Man." You know, what key was it in? Let me think. It was in E, and it was B7. A, E, then it got to an F sharp minor. I thought, bloody hell, and then an A minor. So I thought, well, I'm going to learn this. So what I did is I thought, right, I'm going to master the bar chords, and I'm going to use this song to do it because it moves up and down the neck. So I thought, well, I'll play my E like this. This is what I did. Okay, so instead of playing it like that, I played it like this. He's a real up to the 7th fret. Nowhere Man, down to the A, still same shape, sitting in is Nowhere Land. 2nd fret with a bar, it's a minor, take that off. Making all, up to the 5th fret, still with a minor shape, is Nowhere Plans for Nobody. And now I would go back to that shape to do this. He's a real Nowhere Man, sitting in his nowhere land, making all his nowhere plans for nobody. And that's how I learned to play bar chords. Nowhere man, please listen. You don't know what you're missing. Nowhere man, etc. So pick on a song and always remember, you have to be, when you're doing this, you have to be where you need to be on beat 1. You can't stop playing. So say I was playing a song like Nowhere Man, you know, he's a real nowhere man, sitting in nowhere. Yeah, and I would keep playing even if I was cocking up the chord. You've got to keep the rhythm moving. Slow it down. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You've always got to be on there for the 1. Always. So pick on a song, somewhere like Nowhere Man, where you're moving around. Another good one I learned, again it was a Beatles song, was I can't remember that. I get high when I see you walk by, something like that. You know, I think Dylan did it with you know, what am I doing? I'm playing the bar chord at the 5th fret. This is a great one to practice for you, going from your major shape to your minor shape. Move to your left, drop them. Chord, come on. Move to your left, bring it back up again. Move to your left, drop them. And then let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And don't forget, people bring fingers off. They don't know they're doing it. It sounds shit when it's on it, when it does like that, when it goes like that. But when it's in context, you don't really hear it. Now, you don't make a meal of the upstroke and go bang and you know, but it's there. You know, because you have to remember that these guitars that we're strumming on, they weren't really designed for that. You know, guitars were designed to play the melody and all that, you know, like a classical player. And when you're playing classical guitar, open strings are written into the pieces in order that you can get around the neck. You know, when we're doing this and strumming all the chords to get all the notes together as a chord all the time, there's no way with a fast song that you can get from one shape to another unless, you know, you bring your fingers off. You've got to do it. Like walking, you can't move this leg unless, you know, anyone that says otherwise will say it, and then they'll do it, and they just don't know they're doing it. They're taking their fingers off, by the way. I mean, don't just take my word for it. I heard Brian May going on about it as well, you know. So if it's good enough for Mr. May, it's good enough for me. Let's have what else have we got? Bar chords. Now I did 8 masterclasses for all you beginners, all you people who have just joined me in the last couple of months. 8 masterclasses, masterclass 1, 2, 3, 4. You see them there; they're all there. And I reposted them only a few months ago, and I do lessons on bar chords and little tricks of the trade. Now, just before we leave the bar chord thing alone, I've done this before, but I'll do it again. How do you put a bar chord together the best way? Because this is what everyone cocks up again. Don't use the flat of your finger. You see this part of your finger here? It's full of little gaps and it's all spongy and soft and all that sort of stuff, okay? That's, you know, so you don't want to use that. When you see a player, it looks like he's doing, or she is doing this. They're not. You use the side of your finger, the outer part of your finger, where it's all bony, and that joint there that sticks out, that's going to come in really useful, because we're going to use that to stick into those 2 thin strings there. So side on. And once you've got your bar on, now how do we know when it's positioned correctly? Well, if you do that, if you were to put a bar across, say, the 3rd fret and hold your guitar up, it takes quite a lot of pressure to do that. Your thumb and your finger have to be pretty well locked in order to be able to do that, and then you'll bring your guitar around and then you'll curl the others in, keeping that finger in position. Alright, so that's a way of trying to, if you're not sure how to position your fingers, do that holding the guitar up. It will provide the right amount of pressure that you'll require to play a good bar chord, and then you should be, you know, the rest of it you'll get. Okay. Right. Where are we? Right, we got people all over the place here looking in, which is fantastic. Billy, thank you for the £10 donation, my friend, and also Sam from the USA, again, I'm going to have a lot of tea and coffee to drink. Jesus Christ! So with people tuning in from Massachusetts, that's great. And then we got Sorgal Massey. Now where's that? I hear you say. Well, it's just down the road from where I live. Warwickshire, Denmark, Sheffield, Wrexham. I know Wrexham well. Italy, and Norwich. That's great. Thank you for joining me. We got Mary George. This. Do you know anything about slide guitar? Well, I've only ever played slide guitar on one of my own records. Well, I say my own records. Alternative Radio is the name of my band. My brother and I have a band called Alternative Radio. The back catalogue of which you can find if you go onto robfennah.com. And I played slide guitar on one track called Yesterday's Man. It's not about me. I'm still a today man if you don't mind. But anyway, Yesterday's Man, and it won the international Unisong contest, which was great because it's about I don't know, it's about 65,000 people enter it. It's a big contest, Unisong, and we won it with that song. And it was the only one I played a bit of slide guitar on. So other than that, the answer is no. But I like it, and I wish I could. But it's one style I'm not too good at. But I might actually have another go at it. All right, because I've got another song I'm working on that needs some. I'll give it a bash. The drum. What's this one here, Lynn? What's that? Does that say? Either I'm going dyslexic or there's something going wrong here.
No, I've just answered him.
What is it?
He was saying, do you offer lessons on Wirral or only?
Oh, Wirral. Oh, yeah, lessons. Well, let's get this lesson thing sorted. I am a private guitar tutor, right, as well, and I don't perform as much as I used to live, doing a Christmas show at the Floral Pavilion here in New Brighton on the 20th of December, but it's sold out almost now, so I think there's a few seats left if you want to come along. I did a post recently and there's a little hotel over the road at Travel Lodge, but I'm doing that on the 20th of December, the Floral Pavilion. Check it out. Look at my the community button and you'll see I put the links on for it if you want to come. But I teach privately, and I would teach all over the world now. Australia, France, Estonia, where else? America, yeah, we're everywhere. Quite a few in the States. And I use Zoom works well. So if anyone wants private lessons, I charge 40 quid an hour. That's what I charge. I'm not going to hide it. That's what it is. It's £40 an hour. I don't know what it is if to convert into dollars. But if you're interested, you know how to get hold of me. All right. And it's just like you and me. If it's abroad, we're talking like now. Only I'm doing what you want, and and if you live in the locale, that's the correct way of phrasing it, isn't it? Then you'd come to the house downstairs where we work in the studio downstairs. All right. So that's what happens. So feel free to give me a bell if you want to come privately. So that's what it is. £40 an hour. That's done. Let's have a look at these.
And if you can answer Sue on that one.
You're a good producer. You are. This is what this is. No, you're not. No, you're not at all. Can you? Oh, this lady, Sue Ferris. Can you please go over the Jolene riff? I get all the parts, but I can't get the. What do you mean? What's going on here, Sue? Sue. I'll do that. Yeah. Well, you stay here with me, Lynn.
Oh.
Just for a minute. Before I do Sue's thing, I want to thank Calvin for the donations. Thanks, Calvin, much appreciated. Ben for the euros and this VB 14086. Yeah. Well, thank you. Whoever you are, I really do appreciate it. Can you talk about what gear you use on stage? This is from Sweden. Hell of a ride. It's cool. For Sweden. Well, I use
one other thing just before you think, but where's it gone? Oh, that one at the bottom.
Yeah. You hope you're going to tell me where I was up to before, because I'm going to forget it. Say hello to my son Finn.
He's watching you.
Hi Finn. Watching you. Why didn't you tell me? I've been. How old's Finn? I won't swear. I'll keep it nice and clean. I always do. And Eric. So Finn, do you play the guitar, my friend? Do you play the guitar? I hope so. All young people, all of them, all young people should learn to play a musical instrument.
You're going to do Jolene for Susan.
Oh yeah, thanks, Lynn. Listen, Lynn, you are not only my tea and coffee maker and my lovely wife. You were also my memory. Now the first thing I need to do. So what am I doing?
Susan Ferret.
Okay, now I forgot.
She's got all the parts, but she can't get the rhythm. Jolene riff.
Okay, so this is for Susan, who you can't get the rhythm. Now, the reason you can't get the rhythm is because you haven't learned how to play it in your head. Everyone thinks when you're learning to play guitar or any instrument, but mainly guitar because we mostly play by ear. Now, what does playing by ear? What does it mean? Because you know, it don't mean that, and it doesn't mean that you just guess. What it means is that you, instead of reading where the rhythm of the piece is from paper with like crotchets and quavers which give you note length and you know what the notes are on the stave and all that, guitarists, unless you're a classical guitarist, we tend not to do it. Jazz guitarists, of course, they love all that sort of stuff. But most of us, pop rock players, all the famous ones in the world, don't. We play by ear. I would cite, Dave Gilmour, Paul McCartney, John Lennon, Eric Clapton, all, the great players, they can't read a bloody note. I know more than they do, about the theory. But to answer your question, playing by ear means you've got to get the phrasing in your head. So if we look at Jolene, for example, this is the riff. I'll do it slowly. So dubba dubba da dagga dagga da dagga dagga dubba dubba da dagga dagga da dagga dagga dubba dubba da dubba dubba da. I forgive the tune and I've just changed the strings. Dubba dubba da da dubba da dagga dagga. So first of all, get the phrasing that you're aiming for. Dubba dubba da dubba dubba da dubba dubba. Now you'll notice there's three little bits to that. Dagga dagga da. Then the second bit. Dagga dagga da. Then the final bit. Dagga dagga. So you think, okay, let's learn the little bits in isolation first. So the first little bit goes. Now let's, come on. This is easy. This is a perfect example of open strings as well, by the way. So we're going to go 5, 3, 4, 2, 5. So what's your first bit? Dagga dagga da. Okay? And then we're going to take the fingers off and we're going to play strings 4 and 2 and we're going to hammer on. And then hit a 5. Da-da, boom. And then bring the fingers off again. Da-da, dagga da. Dagga dagga da. Da-da, dagga da. So put those two bits together, you go dugga dugga da 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 ba da. And then the final little bit, you put your fingers back on the A minor shape and you play 4 and 2 but pull it off. Da da. And then 4 and 3 to finish. Dagga dagga. Dagga dagga. Dagga dagga da. Dagga dagga da. Dagga dagga. Dagga dagga da. Dagga dagga da. Dagga dagga. Alright? Now I know it looks daft. I feel stupid doing it. But this is what playing by ear means. You've got to play it in your head. And that's how you learn how to play stuff by ear. And if you can't sing it in your head, if you don't know how to play it in ear, your hands have got no chance. It's like trying to write a story and you don't know what you're going to write about, or it doesn't work. So I hope that's cleared that up. Now look at this when I've gone, when this is over, review this live stream, because it stays there. I'm not going to take it down, and look at what I've just said, but go back to the tutorial with the paperwork as well. Jolene, it's there, you can have a look at that. So I hope that helps you, Susan. Standing stone, my sticking chord is the C. You can do an A minor, easy, and G. Well, C isn't that much different to an A minor if you think about it. You've got your A minor. Let's take that off. You've got your A minor there. No, so 2/3 of C are already in position. Okay, finger 1 and finger 2 also form parts of C. All you got to do is get this finger here, leave the other two where they are, and put it there. maybe that'll help you get from there. But the other thing to do is remember, if you're going to go from a C to an A minor and it's fast and you're trying to do it like this, you're never going to do it unless you take your fingers off. So what am I doing? 1 and 2, and I'll do it slowly. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's the trick. That's what everybody does. Most tutors don't even know they're doing it, all right? But I'm that long in the tooth, I've now realised that's what I do. What have we got? Rock, 13.
Finn.
Oh, Finn. I have Finn. 13. Good age to start playing the guitar, my friend. Okay. Is our flow on? Florence! Florence is my beautiful dear friend from France. Florence.
We've also got people in Brazil there.
We've got friends from Mexico and Poland and Brazil. Yeah, it's great to have you all here. You know, wonderful. I love all this. International, you see. International, this is what we want. You know, what else have we got here? Any chance for a little bit of finger picking? Not Travis.
You know what I mean.
Do you mean sort of like, what do you mean finger picking if not Travis picking? Because most picking is Travis picking, isn't it? You know. That's out of tune, though. That's the trouble with nylon guitars, nylon strung guitars. When you change the string, they take ages. That's a nice one. I love that song. You know, my dad used to play it. He's still around, my dad. I'm lucky. I've still got both my mum and dad. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to play a bloody note. I love that song. Streets of London. I had the words for that around somewhere. Where are they? Because I always get it. I never know whether it's the old man with the bags or the woman. Yeah, I've got it here. So, have you seen the old man in the closed down market, picking up the papers where there's worn out shoes? In his eyes you see no pride, and held loosely by his side, yesterday's papers telling yesterday's news. So how can you tell me you're lonely and say for you the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and lead you through streets of London. I'll show you something to make you change your mind. Beautiful song. The lyrics are, you know, so relevant even today. You know, just the words alone. If it was a poem, you'd buy it, wouldn't you? It's beautiful. Ralph McTell, what a song. Let's have a look what else we've got. Do you have a trick for remembering chords for songs? Yes. And the trick to remember chords for songs is this. You learn. Hey, I'll show you. Because before you came on, I told you I was learning how to do Benny and the Jets, didn't I? Which I don't know because I've only just started it. So if you look at this is my scribble, and you'll see that I asked Lynn literally just before I started this, so do us a favour, write the first couple of verses out for Benny and the Jets, will you? Why only the first two? Because the rest of them are all the same. So she did, and I just scribbled over the top what the shapes are. So I'll look at the lyric, and the first thing I'll do if I'm learning a song, remember, a song is a lyric and a tune, alright? That's the thing that pisses me off. You know when they say on the DJs, they go, oh, we're going to hit you with some great tunes. They're not tunes, they're songs. A tune is an instrumental. A song is a lyric with the instrumental. It's one of those things that really gets up my nose. Right, anyway, so if I was going to learn, where's this one? Casey. How about Sweet Jane? Who did Sweet Jane? I can't remember. Who did it? Is that, what? I know, Case. Sweet Jane, is that who did Sweet Jane? I've forgotten. Come on, Lynn, you're the brains of the operation.
It's from James Taylor.
James Taylor, yeah.
Because somebody's asking for, can you do? He's just done
Fire and Rain. I don't know. You know what?
Australian dance.
Oh, cheers. Thanks, Gary. For,
Fire and Rain. He's looking for.
Fire and Rain. I don't know that one. Fire and Rain. The one I know of James Taylor ish, and even that a bit sticky on it is. I think I've done it before, but this is with Casey and Gary. I'll give you a little bit. No, he picks it, but I find if you when you listen to James Taylor playing, and especially those songs like You've Got a Friend, you'll hear that he's got about 2 or 3 guitars twinkle away, which are fantastic. But if you listen to it if you listen to any one on their own, you find you notice things are missing. So I use a plec for this in order to I'm going to pull out some of the melody notes, and I'm going to sort of strum the other bits out. See, like that. That wasn't bad. I'll do it again. When you're down trouble, I'm singing to you, and you need a helping hand, and nothing is going right. What's the next verse? Whatever, I can't remember. Well, you're too late now. It's too late. I've made a fool of myself. Lou Reed.
Sweet Jane.
Now Lou Reed. What was that one I used to do of his? The satellite's gone up in the sky. Things like that drive me out of my mind. I watch it for a little while. I like to watch things on TV. Where was it go? A satellite of love. A satellite of love. Satellite of love. Satellite of... Lou Reed, great songwriter. Couldn't play the guitar that well, could he, eh? But it didn't stop him writing brilliant songs. I mean, he's one of the artists of the last century, Lou Reed. How many bands did he inspire? But you listen to the man playing, he didn't really bother that much about how he approached the guitar. He was more interested in what he was saying. He's one of those songwriters. Bob Dylan was like that. It's more about what they're saying, and saying it with conviction, and that's what is. You can always get some other session man, like when he did the Transformer album. Fantastic songs. If it had been left to Lou Reed, he wouldn't have done anything. As great as the songs were. But when David Bowie and particularly Mick Ronson jumped on board and sort of said, "Listen, Lou, we need to tune the guitar in." Mick Ronson, he was fantastic. He'd make sure that the session went well and everything was in tune, and Lou did it more than once. You listen to Lou Reed doing Walk on the Wild Side live, you listen to it live, it sounds nothing like the record, and you would have ended up with the live version if it had been left to Lou. Great though the lyric is and all that sort of stuff, but without Ronson and Bowie, it wouldn't have happened. That is a fact. Alright, there we are. Let's have a little. What else have we got? Yeah, well, Scott, Stephanie. Scott Bard. I will do it if I get enough interest in it, because I love it, and I think it disappoints me when people think they can't do it. And I know they can. Eric Miller, thanks, Eric. You made a nice donation there, my friend. I'm going to be stuffed with biscuits. Thank you. I'm glad I'm improving your playing. Enjoy some ice cream. You seem well caffeinated. Where to begin creating a beginner's playlist? Well, that's a good idea, and that actually brings me. Thank you for that, because you've actually reminded me. My memory's not what it used to be of of how to play. What do we start with? We start playing. You want to do a couple of gigs. What are we going to do now? There are some fantastic songs that have been written with just a couple of chords. There have been some great songs that have been written with just one, but the most popular one. Now, people will look at this and say, "Oh, I've seen America doing it on TV, and their hands are moving around." Well, they are, but that's because they got other players doing different versions of the same chords. So the easiest song to learn, in my opinion, when you're starting off, it's great for strumming. So the first thing you would do, and this is one of the ones that you put on your song list, to get you going, because you want to start with something easy that's gonna, get the attention of the audience, that everyone knows. That's the key. And if they know it and they're joining, you're gonna be, you're on your way. So you're gonna do a shuffle rhythm. It's like a cowboy swing rhythm. Okay? Imagine a horse clopping along with Lynn on it. Okay, so that's your rhythm. So that's what that's going to do. And that's all it's going to do. And then you're going to play two shapes. One is an E minor, and the other is...
It's a bit sad.
What?
A
A bit sad. I think it's a D6 with an added ninth, or whatever. I don't care what the names of these. See, when we play by ear, we don't really... I could look it up. I've got a great app on my phone. Yeah, I'll show you how it works. Watch. Because, I'll show you now. It's called reverse chord. Okay? Can you see that? So if I don't know a chord, I shouldn't be telling you this. It's giving away all my little secrets. Then you'll think, you'll say, oh, that's how he does it. I thought he was clever. So I would simply, let me just get it for you. Let me turn the phone back on, because I turned it off, didn't I, before, when people were ringing. So there's the chord. Can you see that? There's a light shining in the way. Can you see? I don't know whether you can see that, friends. There we go. Can you see now? There we go. So I just put in, called chord reverse, what it is, and it tells me at the top what the shape is. It's a D6 with a ninth and an F sharp in it, or it can be called E ninth sus 4 stroke F sharp, or B minor 7 stroke 11 stroke F sharp. Who cares? All we do, I call it a D6 with an added ninth. I wasn't far off. So all it is there's our E minor, which is our first chord, and we can see we've got our two fingers here. There we are. It's better. We've got our two fingers here for the E minor, and then all we do is bring this one up and this one down, and we'll do that thing where we come off. Remember, we're going to do one bar on E minor, and then one bar on the D6 with the added ninth. There's the shapes again. Now before you play it, just do this again. Learn it in your head. What have I got to do? What have I got to do with this hand? Well, first of all, let's just not do anything with this one. We'll do this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and on the and after the 4, you'll bring your fingers off whilst moving to the next shape. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, and that's, think of that. Now the right hand's going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Now remember, when your fingers come off, that doesn't mean you're going to stop hitting the strings here. They will play as normal. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and put the two things together. 1 and 2. So you can see the layers of information coming in. We've got the chord layer here. We've got the basic rhythm. Now the third layer of the track would be, well, it's sort of, that strum is embellished somewhat. What does that mean? It means that we don't necessarily want to have the same weight on each of the beats. We want to sort of go dum daka dum ba daka dum ba ba dum ba daka. On the first part of the journey, I was looking all alive. A horse with no name, and it does that from the beginning of the song to the end. So that's a great one to do. All right. Again, I don't know whether I've done that as a tutorial. Probably because I thought it was that easy. You'd laugh at me, but I might do it. So, but that's one. And the other one that I teach my students, just to get their rhythm moving, and it's a great one for your repertoire, because of course everyone knows it. Is instead of we would use a different. I'm trying to get this in the right place. You can see we're going to play an E major, a 2-chord song again, brilliant 2-chord song, and we're going to then move to a B7th. Now the easiest way to get from an E major to B7th, because a lot of people struggle with this, think about this. See, there's your E there. This finger is going to move up 1 and this one is going to move down 1. So it's a bit like a D7 shape, isn't it? Think about it. Try and think of patterns when you're thinking of these things. So there's our E. One will go up, one will go down, and this one here will stay because it's common to both chords. So that we're going to be there, then we're going to come here, and our little finger will tuck in on the first string under there. Okay. Now this is going to be a straight rhythm for this song. Well, what does that mean? So instead of it being like a sort of lazy, hey, we got all the time in the world. This is more urgent. Like, come on, the bar's going to shut in 5 minutes. We need to get a move on here. And if we do 1 bar on each of those 2 chords, an E and a B7th, we get this. Now, I spoke earlier, of course, it's the Maverick song, you'll know. There goes my happiness again. Chorus. I just wanna dance the night away. It just does that from the beginning to the end. All right. There's nothing else in it. It's the 2 chords, and of course you've got all the different melodies playing, which makes it sound a lot more complicated than it is. But it's not. It's just that's all it is. 2 chords, you know. And you bring all the other instruments in when you've written the song. Guess who makes all the money? You do, even though you only know the 2 chords. The session men will get their 400, 500 quid or whatever it is. But if it's a hit, you'll be the one that buys the big house with the nice swimming pool. All right? 2 chords. You don't really need more than that. Here's all in. There we are. What's that? A Wild World. Who did that one? That was, you know. Ooh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. I'm busking here. That was good, wasn't it? On Horse with No Name, are you hitting all strings? Yes. Here I am, all 6 strings. What else have we got? Lynn, have we got anything I haven't seen? Satellite, what's that one? Satellite would be a great one.
Yeah, it must be first.
Is that Satellite of Love?
The one you did before.
Yes, Satellite of Love, Lou Reed. Yeah, okay, I'll do that one. Because I like that. It's a great. We used to play that live alternative radio. Thanks for the idea of best on you. That's right, Michael. You know, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Michael. What's this one?
You missed that one.
Oh, Galway in Ireland. Fergus.
You missed that one before.
Do you have a trick for remembering chords for songs? Yeah. Well, I did mention. Oh, sorry. I got sidetracked. Lyric. So, for example, if I was going to do, say it was the Mavericks one, there's only 2 chords in it, so it's probably not a good example, but it's starting point. It's like, there goes my happiness again. And you get to know where the chords are. If I was doing the Elton John one, kids, shake these together. Spotlight in the sun, that's gonna change the weather. Kill, cough, around. Gonna, music, sound, candy. Oh. That's how you do it. The lyric will prompt you to remember the name of the chord, you know, and it ends up working, you know, in tandem. You know, one will the chord will prompt you to remember the lyric, and vice versa. But you know, you really need to think about it in terms of layers of information. All right, and the most important piece of advice I can give any of you is, if you learn a song and looking at it from paper and you don't get rid of it, you will never ever be able to perform it without that paper. And when you see an artist, and forgive me if there are artists out there that do it, but it's not very good, and get rid of it. So we don't want to see an artist standing there with a stand and lyrics coming up. We don't want to see that ever. We want to see an artist that gets his guitar, or she, and she goes on and says, what do you want to hear? And you just get on and do it. Right? Live, we don't want to see all that stuff. Remember, get it in your head. You'll play better when you're carrying all the information in here. Don't carry it on an iPad, carry it in your head. That's the way to play. All right, really, really important. You know, honestly, trust me on that one. And those of you out there that do gigs and you do that, and I know some of my students do it, and I've said to them, get rid of the paper, Kev. You know, you don't need it, because when you learn it without it, it just sounds brilliant, you know, and they'll play better. So that one. What else have we got? Now I think we're getting to the point now where are we? No, we're still okay. Let's have a look at this. Rob, for us who play rhythm and sing and want to add licks between chords, is there any kind of formula to use? Well, sort of, a little bit, you know, sort of. You sort of. It depends what the song is. So, like if it was like a blues song, like I did before, you know. You know, you'd put a little line in when there wasn't anything going on. The best way to learn how to do the licks between songs is to find songs that do it, and then, you know, you can, for example, if it was a Donovan song. Sorry, let's think. In the chilly hours and minutes, you know, that's a C and an F and a G. Now, if he was just going to go, it's pretty boring, but much more interesting. Now, I've done a tutorial on that as well, with riffs moving in between. I said Donovan, Dylan, Lennon. That, you know, look back at the tutorials and you'll see how to do it. They are there. Okay. Again, private lessons. If you want me to teach you privately, if you've got anything particular, contact me and book a private lesson. And we discussed it before. It's 40 quid. That's what it is. But then it's private, and we do exactly what you want. All right. So anything unusual that might not be suitable for the masses out there, you know, we can sit down and do it. You know, it's not a problem. That's why that's what I do. What else have we got? What's that one? No. Thank you, asking host. You're welcome. No problem. What else have we got? Yeah, not right. Now everyone is. Donovan was the Beatles' little brother. Yeah, he was. In fact, Donovan was a very inspirational character with regard to the Beatles. I mean, Donovan taught him how to do this. You know, taught Lennon. Paul didn't want to do it. He was happy with his thing, but Donovan taught him. You know, all that beautiful. Great, isn't it? McCartney, on the other hand, he was quite happy with his one finger picking, which worked brilliantly well. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. There we are. George, I don't think George did much finger picking, did he? He tended to stick with his plectrum. I don't think he did any picking at all. But Donovan was responsible for, when they were in India, for teaching them how to do that. And of course, John wrote Happiness is a Warm Gun with that picking technique. Julia, of course, and the other one he did, which was great. Dear Prudence. Right. I've been messing around with this. My mum bought me this some years ago, and I've been trying to learn a few bits. Well, I know how to play it. So I'm gonna see if you remember this one. You know, you think I was gonna play? You think I'm gonna play something really clever and smart? No, I've done that on other. I've done like Strawberry Fields on a ukulele. I've done Michelle on a ukulele. Oh, Michelle, my belle, these are words that go together well. My Michelle. So you ukulele people out there, because you know if you don't play you should do. Then tell me what you want to learn on that. Because I love ukulele, it's a beautiful instrument. Remember this one? Top cat, the most effectual top cat, who's intellectual. Close friends, where does it go? Close friends get to call him TC, providing him with dignity. Top cat, the indisputable, where does it go? Leader of the game. He's the boss, he's the rep, he's the championship, he's the most top. I'm gonna learn that. Top cat. Da 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 da. Great one, isn't it? Top cat. I couldn't read the words. The most effectual top cat whose intellectual close friends get to call him TC, providing it with dignity. Top cat, the indisputable leader of the gang. He's the boss. He's the VIP. Presumably that means VIP. He's a championship. He's the most tip-top. Top cat. There we go. All you youngsters who are watching this, you won't have a clue what I'm on about. You'll say, this fella has reached the end of the rope. He's now gone nuts. Okay, so listen, I'm going to love you and leave you now. I want to thank you very much for your company tonight. I want to particularly thank all those lovely people who've donated to the Tea and Coffee Fund. It's all very welcome. But remember, everything on the channel is free. You don't have to pay for anything, all right? And you don't have to donate anything. It's just that your questions do pop up in a big bold thing if they do, as they did tonight. So thank you everybody that's donated. It's very much appreciated. On when am I doing my next one? I'm going to do something on Wednesday. Not sure what it's going to be yet, but I'll have a look at all your comments, and maybe we'll do one of those. Okay, we'll see. Any questions you've got, contact me. You can always get hold of me via robfennah.com. All my back catalogue is on there if you want to have a look at some of the albums I've done and check them out. Some of them I've had albums from when I was 16, 17, so I've been around the block a few times. And remember, if you want any private tuition, you know what it costs. It's 40 quid an hour, but it'll be like me talking to you now, only I'll be doing exactly what you want. All right, but that's up to you. Contact me if you want to get involved in that. Doesn't matter where you are in the world, by the way. As I say, I teach people in Australia, France, lots of folks in America, so we use Zoom and it works brilliantly. Okay, so where's our Lynn? Would you like to say goodbye to the good people? Come on, be shy. By the way, you think Lynn's the brains of the operation. It's not me. I've got the big mouth, but Lynn's got Lynn's got the cool head. Lynn's the one that makes. Do you really think I can make this not work? You're joking. I can't. That's why Lynn's here. I don't even know how to stop. How do I stop it before I go? Because I want to say goodbye now.
Yeah, well, you have to. Come
on. Chop. Which one is it?
Well, exit.
Where's that say?
Exit on that.
Oh yeah.
No,
I want to. All right. Well, I'm going to say goodbye to you now. Do you want to say right? And we'll look forward to seeing you. See you on Wednesday, but we'll look forward to seeing in a month's time. All right. So until then, you look after yourselves and have some fun and get playing that guitar. Especially the young lad. What was the young chap's name? Vim.
No, Finn.
Finn. Get onto that guitar, Finn. All right. Get playing. All right. 13, good age to start. Okay. And I'll look forward to seeing you all during the week. Take care. Bye bye. Now what do I press? End stream. Is it still going? I don't know. Your stream will stop immediately and you will no longer be live. That's it.
A few more things came in. I've closed it.